Hello guys, Pete here. So I've been playing with some of the strategy this week, some of the mid investments, some of them high, and it does look pretty dry on the higher end on the farming strategy because of the nerf on the loot this week. But GGG does make a post about it. I think they plan a buff to loots on the next week. So until then, we're just going to play with what we have right now. And today we're going to play with Scarab of Eternal Conflict. This is a Legion Scarabs. And what the Scarab did is going to make you able to keep breaking the Legions. And every time you break the Legions, you're going to increase the difficulty of the Legion monster and also make them more rewarding. So if you have a build that can clear really well, for example like Wonder is amazing for Legions. You can keep breaking the Legions and make the Legion monster become really difficult, but they also drop quite a lot more loot. And for the map, I'm using Egg Mod Dune. And the Dune is just a very good layout for Legion, is open space, and it also dropped T70 Fortress, which the price is keep climbing, so that's kind of nice, because right now I think it's around 75C. You probably can sell them for 80. And for the egg mod part, it's just you get more quantity, you get more rarity, and you don't have to roll your maps. You can buy them on trade site, which what I will show you on the screen right now. And I will leave the link to this trade on the descriptions. But what you want to do is you fill up Dune, and for rarity you want any non-unique, and map tier is 16. And item quantity I choose to at least 110. You probably can go for 120. I think this is a little bit more expensive, but 110 is pretty cheap. I want them corrupted because egg mod is always going to be corrupted. And this parameter over here is the one that you have to fill yourself, because I don't know what your build is. And this parameter is a list of mod that you cannot do. So in my case, this is the mod that I do not want to be on my maps. So when you search, you're going to see a bunch of 8 mod maps that do not have that mod and have 110 quantity. And this is how I buy all my 8 mod maps. And it's pretty cheap, it's 4C each. And for the Scarabs, I'm going to use 1 Scarab of Eternal Conflict, 1 Legion Scarab of Officer that will give us 5 more Surgeons on the Legions, and that basically the rare monster of the Legions. And 1 Horn Scarab of Nemesis is going to make the rare monster have 2 extra modifier. They're going to be a lot harder, but they're also going to be more rewarding. And this strategy does works better with Headhunter. And I will say you're probably going to need Headhunter for the strat because of the Nemesis and just because of how many times you're going to break the Legions. And the Legion monster does get pretty wild. So you definitely want to bring a strong character that uses Headhunter. And for the rest of the Scarab, I'm going to use 2 Legion Scarab that's going to add 2 more Legions. As for the passive tree, this is passive tree that I'm using. It's a typical Legion stuff. This is Legion Chance. And this one is probably one thing that are different from normal Legion's tree, because usually you will not want to take this small node over here because it increases the duration of your Legions. And the reason for that one, because most of the time you just want to kill the Legions and just move on. Sometimes there is a monster behind a rock, there's a monster inside the rock where the Legion, you have to go for the full duration of the Legion, and that's make the map too long. But in our case, we do actually want more durations because that will allow us to keep breaking the Legions as much as we can. And this node is for the emblems, same with this node. This is going to make the faction on the Legion's markets become more often. And market emblem is the only one that have a good price. And this one will add additional warhord, and this will make the warhord better. And for the altars, I'm still using red altars, but I do not invest too much on the altars because of the nature of the strategy. You're going to spend the full duration of the Legions, so it ends up making the maps pretty long. So we're just going to go in the maps and do all the Legion and get out. So I'm not really worried too much about the altars. If we get altars, that's good. If we're not getting altars, that's also fine. And because I'm using 8 mod maps, I also do not have this node over here because 8 mod map is already corrupted. You cannot chisel a corrupted map. So this node basically gives us nothing. And the rest of them just modifier and some Scarabs nodes just for some extra currency. And of course all the maps node because the T70 Fortress is pretty expensive right now. So that's it about the Atlas tree. It's pretty simple. And for the result, this is the result that I get. It's a lot of bubblegum currency, emblem and stuff you can see over here. And we do get a lot of incubator. I probably should pick up the Definer incubator. So Definer incubator will give you a stack deck. Stack deck is also a very good source of currency. And this one is Ornate Incubator that give currency. And this often give you Divine Orbs. And even though you cannot pop all of them, like this one is like the leftover, I pop as much incubator as I can, but I don't think you can pop all of them because you get a lot of this. And you actually can sell this. This Ornate Incubator is like 4C each, and the Definer I think is like 2C each. I do not pick up the incubator of Definer, but I think you should. I probably should. That's a decent amount of currency. And this is the manual one. I separate it in a separate tab. So this is a T16.5 Dune, and this is random T16.5, and this is T17. I just separate it in the different tabs because I want to manually price them. And I do get relaxation block notch, but as usual, I will not include the unique into the calculations. So for the cost, it's actually pretty cheap. The total setup is only cost like 7.8 div. So it's not too crazy of the investment. And this is the item that I manually price, which is T16.5 Dune. I think that one is 20C each. And T16 random, I just put them XC. This is how much I usually sell them. And for the Fortress, right now it's 75. So the Fortress price keep getting up. And this is the pricing from, well, the XL, which is 71 divine from the total stuff over here. So this strategy is pretty nice because the cost is relatively low. And we do get quite a lot in returns. The profit is 77 div. But the problem with a strategy with like this, which takes a lot of time inside the maps, like the average maps is 6 minutes, it's pretty long. And because the map time is so long, usually the define per hour will not look too good. In this case, we got 15.5 div per hour, which is, considering the situation of the league, I think this is still pretty good. It's not top tier. I think the top tier, like the Strongbox on T17, is like 20 divine per hour, something like that. So I think 15 divine is not that bad. So I think that's all I have for you today. I will keep testing out the strategy, and if it's decent, I will make a video about it. And if you guys have any suggestions, just leave in the comment below. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you on the next one.